Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kami and I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and I purchase pre-owned clothing, shoes, and accessories at places like thrift stores, consignment stores, and garage sales, and then I resell them on Poshmark for a profit. So today in Oklahoma it is snowing, and so we're staying at home, getting warm under blankets and trying to stay as warm as possible. So I thought this would be a perfect time to do a what sold video. The first what sold video I did was just for a week time span, and I was planning on doing one every week, but the last 2 weeks have been extremely busy and I just did not get a chance to. So today's what sold video will be for 2 weeks from November 28th through December 11th. If you enjoy Poshmark and reselling type content like thrift hauls, what sold videos, and tip videos, please think about subscribing. I am so close to 200 subscribers and I really like to get there before Christmas. And you can also hit the bell notification, that way you're notified every time that I put out a video. I'm trying to put out 2 to 3 per week, and I would really enjoy you becoming a subscriber. Alright, so I do have my iPad here with all the information of the items that sold during this 2-week time span. I'm going to put some information over here, just what I'm talking about, and that way you can have a visual of that. So on November 28th, I sold one item, and it was this pair of Sam Edelman black cork wedges. They were new without tag. They had the size dot on them and had never been worn before, at least that I could tell. They sold for $15. I purchased them at Goodwill for $2.50. They were having a sandal half off day, and so I got them for $2.50. So after my cost of goods and Poshmark's fee, I made $9.50, and these took 133 days to sell. I did purchase them at the end of summer and honestly was not expecting them to sell until next year, so I'm happy that they did sell before 2021. On the 29th, I had lots of sales. So the past 2 Sundays have been excellent for me, in part because of closet clear out, and I follow the Becky Park closet clear out method, and I'm gonna post her video down below in the description so you can check it out. But I really like doing this, and it does bring me quite a few sales on closet clear out days, specifically when they're on the weekend. So the first item that sold was Pottery Barn Reindeer Sleeper full zip, and it was from the bins. I did pay 65 cents. The bins are just Goodwill outlet where I pay by the pound. And so this item sold for $7, and after my cost of goods and Poshmark fee, my profit was $3.40, and it sold the same day that I listed it. I wasn't expecting a whole lot from it since it was just one item and not like a crazy good brand, but I was happy to see it go. The second item that sold that day was actually 2 items in a bundle. So the first item was a Kashik pink black lace bra, and I purchased that at a Goodwill for $3.33. It sold for $16 in that bundle. So after the Poshmark fee and my cost of goods, I made $9.47 on that item, and it took 24 days to sell. The second item in that bundle was a Loft black and gold polka dot tank top. It was the Loft Plus line, which I wasn't aware that they had, but I was happy to find it at the Goodwill outlet for 48 cents. It was new with tag, and it sold for $15. So after my cost of goods and the Poshmark fee, I made $11.52, and it took 50 days to sell. The next item that I sold that day was this American Eagle Festival black shorts. That was the style name inside the shorts, was Festival, and they were super cute. I had them listed during the summer or summer going into fall, and I honestly didn't expect them to sell until this next year, but I was happy that they did sell. My cost of goods was just $1. I found them at a garage sale this summer, and I sold them for $12. So after Poshmark fee and my cost of goods, I made a profit of $8.05, and they sold in 97 days. And then I sold this Torrid red pink skull t-shirt. I got a big group of Torrid items that my mom had actually found at a garage sale and brought over to me to look through. And so I paid $1.05, and it sold for $17. So after Poshmark fee and cost of goods, I made $12.55, and it took 59 days to sell. Next, I sold this Columbia gray kids snow overalls. I found them at Goodwill for $6.99. They sold for $29, and so after Poshmark's fee and my cost of goods, I made $16.21, and those sold actually pretty quickly within 6 days. And then I sold this Okie Dokie pink penguin dress. I thought it'd be really cute for Christmas, a little girl's dress. I paid 65 cents at the Goodwill outlet and it sold for $8. So after the fees, I made $4.40 and it sold within 1 day of listing. This next item was my highest selling item for these last 2 weeks. It was this pair of UGG Adirondack 2 boots. I purchased them at Goodwill for $12.74. They were doing a 25% off sale at that day, or on that day. And so they actually sold for $110. So after my cost of goods and the Poshmark fee, I made a profit of $75.26, and they sold within 4 days of me listing. I actually really wanted to keep these because they were my size, but when I looked up comps, I knew that I could make a good chunk of money. And even though it's snowing today, it really doesn't snow that much here in Oklahoma. So at least where I am in Oklahoma. And I just knew that I wouldn't wear them that much. Next thing I sold was this Free People Cross My Heart sweater. I had actually sold it previously, but I did not realize on the inside along the seam there was a few stains, and the buyer opened up a case and returned it to me. I was able to get those stains out, so I relisted it, and this time it sold for $19. I paid 73 cents at a garage sale, and so after all the fees, I made $14.47, and it sold 45 days from the second time that I listed it. My last item that I sold on the 29th were these North Face sweat capri pants. They sold for $12. I paid $1 at a garage sale this summer for them, and so after all fees, I made $8.05, and they sold in 71 days. Then on the last day of November, I sold this World Market woven crossbody. It was new with tags, and I found it in the Goodwill outlet bins, and I only paid $1 for it. Like I said, it was new with tags. It sold for $11, which wasn't a huge amount, but the price on the tag wasn't that much anyway to begin with. But after fees and my cost of goods, I still made $7.05, but it did take a while to sell. It took 144 days. So to start off December, on the 1st, I sold 2 items. My first item was this Torrid pink, green, black plaid button-up. It sold for $18, and I purchased it for $3.90 at Goodwill. So after fees, I made $10.50, and it took 45 days to sell. I thought it would sell a lot better during the fall and winter season, and I listed at the beginning of fall. Then I sold the limited leather blazer. I believe that this was either vintage or very close to being vintage, definitely early 2000s. It was in such good condition, and I actually found it at a garage sale, and my average per item on that day was $2.31. So this sold for $35, and my profit after my fees and my cost of goods was $25.69, and it took 35 days to sell. So on the second day of December, I did not sell anything, but on the 3rd, I did have one sale. It was this Torrid green jacket. Now this jacket did have some flaws to it. The entire, I forgot if it was the left or the right side, but the entire one half of it was very faded, and it wasn't as bold as the other half. I think maybe it had been stuck in a window or in a closet near a window or something like that, because it was only half the jacket that was faded. So I did let it go for a lot less than I would have let it go if it hadn't been damaged. So it was $22 is what it sold for, and cost of goods was $2.25. Again, I found it at a garage sale, and so my profit was $15.35, and this took 38 days to sell. It was still really cute, and in the pictures, it made it a lot worse than actually in person. In person, it was actually kind of hard to tell, but once I did take pictures, I noticed that. And so if you ever find any flaws on your items, you definitely want to mention that in your listing to prevent the buyer from getting a flawed item without knowing it, or a case to be opened against you. So on the 4th of December, I had one sale, and it was this Lane Bryant blue smoothing leggings. My mom had actually given these to me as a gift, so I didn't have any cost of goods. They just didn't fit me, unfortunately. So I did get to sell them for $12, and after the Poshmark fee, I made $9.05, and it sold the same day that I listed it. On the 5th, I sold these Columbia black ski pants. I did overpay, I think, a little bit for these. They were a much older style, and so I did pay $5.99 for them. They sold for $15, so I still made a profit of $6.01, and they did sell in 2 days, so I was able to flip them really quickly. If I came across these again, I wouldn't pay more than $3 or $4 for them for that style. On the 6th of December, it was a Sunday, and like I said, we had a lot of good sales that day. The first one being this Columbia early 2000s jacket. It was a nice maroon color and just had that early 2000s look to it. It did sell for $16, and I only paid 67 cents at the Goodwill outlet. So after fees, I made $12.13, but this did take 144 days to sell. I did list it during the summertime, so not a lot of people are looking for that style of jacket during the summer, and so I think it just sold better during the winter season. Then I sold this American Eagle red and blue sweater. It was new with tags, and I did find it at the Goodwill outlet. I paid 75 cents for it. It sold for $12, and after fees, I made $8.85, and it took 129 days to sell. Then I sold this Grinch youth kids sweater. It was so cute. It had a little wire in it, and it would light up, and there's little like Christmas lights throughout that lit up, and it was actually working when I found it. It did have a horrible smoke smell, so what I did was I left it outside when I got home to let it air out for quite a few days, and then I put some baking soda over it and let it sit, and that got the smell out really well. Of course, I did wash it as well, but it only cost 75 cents at the Goodwill outlet, and it sold for $10, so I made a profit of $6.30, and it took 118 days to sell. Then I sold these BKE Peyton jeans. They were really cute, and I got them only for $1 at a garage sale this summer. They sold for $14, and I made a profit of $10.05, and it took exactly 100 days to sell. Next, I sold this Free People green Woodman's button-up top. It was really cute. It had, like, you could tell it had been worn, but it had a lot of life left in it, and I thought because of the colors, it would sell really well in November or December. So I picked that up for $1.05 at a garage sale. It sold for $16, and I got $11.75 profit, and it only took 68 days to sell. Then I found this torrid gray kimono at a Goodwill, and I only paid $2.25 for it. They were having a sale day, I believe, half off that day. And so it sold for $19, and I made $12.95 profit, and it only took 16 days to sell. So I was really happy with that flip. I also sold this Liz Claiborne black skirt. It was new with tags. This was one of the very first items that I picked up when I started reselling. I thought it's plus size and it's new with tag. Definitely it'll sell, but Liz Claiborne is a much more mature brand. It's not one of the brands you think about being a modern brand. So it did take quite some time to sell. It finally sold for $13. I paid $2.55 at Goodwill, and so my profit was still $7.50, but it took 194 days to sell, almost 200 days. I also sold this Sonoma purple long sleeve top. I paid 73 cents at a garage sale, and it sold for $10. After the fees, I made $6.32, and it took 139 days to sell. This next item I really liked. I got it at the Goodwill outlet in Dallas, and I thought it was super cool, but it took a long time to sell and definitely didn't sell as high as I thought it would. It was this Hard Rock Maui jean jacket, and it was in really good shape. It seemed vintage, but I couldn't find a date on it, and I couldn't find much information about it online. So it sold for $15. I only paid $1, so I made $11 after fees, and it took 150 days to sell. So again, it took a lot longer than I anticipated and for a lot less, but I was still happy to make money off of it. Then I sold this Emily Rose Christmas Kids shirt and pant set. Sorry, our electric keeps flashing. So this set I found at the bins, and together the cost of goods was $1.30. I sold it for $10 and my profit was $5.75, but it only took a week to sell. So I was really happy to make that type of profit in that short amount of time. And the last thing that I sold on the 6th was a Lane Bryant open cardigan. It was so adorable. It was like this red, black flannel pattern, plaid pattern, open front. It was kind of like a waterfall open front cardigan. It was new with tags. I found it at Goodwill for $5.99 and it sold for $18, giving me a profit of $8.41, and it sold in 35 days. Then on the 7th, I sold 3 items. First one is these Bowden brown orange like flat loafers. They sold for $15. I paid $2.25 at a Goodwill half price day. And after my fees, I made $9.75 and they sold in 46 days. They were in really good condition. I knew they wouldn't sell for more than $15 or $20, but I thought for the price, I could make a good profit off of it. The next item I sold on the 7th was this Lululemon men's green city sweat hoodie. I found it at, well, my husband found it at Goodwill when we were out shopping one day, and I paid $4.49. It sold for $55, and I got $39.51 in profit, and it only took 10 days to sell. The last thing on the 7th, I sold this Torrid calf hair pair of flats. They had a lot of attention, but I had them listed starting at $25 and I brought it down to $20 and no one had been interested. So eventually they did sell, but they sold for $15. I only paid $1 for them at a garage sale, and so my profit was $11. They did take 71 days, however, to sell. On the 9th, I had 3 sales as well. On the 8th, I didn't have any. I sold this Calvin Klein cowl neck pullover. I got it for $2.31 at a garage sale and it sold for $12. So after my fees, I made $6.74. It did take 42 days to sell. Then I sold this Torrid like graphic tee. It said, to save time, let's just assume that I'm always right or that I'm never wrong. One or the other, and I got it at the garage sale for $1.05, and it sold for $13, which made my profit $9 after fees, and then it took 68 days to sell. Last thing on the 9th was this J. Jill red, pink, black midi dress. It was really cute. It was new with tag and it sold for $15. I did pay $5 for it, but I was shopping at that time at a animal thrift store where it's a rescue, and any profit that they make from the donated goods that they sell in the thrift store goes to help their rescue. So I did pay $5 for it. So after my fees and cost of goods, I made $7 and it took 108 days to sell. On the 10th, I sold 2 items. This first one is a smart wool gray half button cardigan. I did haul this from a half off Salvation Army haul video that I did here recently. It sold for $27. I paid $2.60 at Salvation Army and I made $19 profit, and it took only a week to sell. Then I sold these Keen's men's Voyager hiking boots. These took a lot longer to sell than I thought they would, but they sold for $21. I purchased them for $1.72 at a garage sale, and my profit was $15.08. They took 140 days to sell, but I was happy to see them go. And then the last item ending these 2 weeks was a pretty good sale. I sold these Doc Martens that I had gotten at the bins for $2.25. And my cost of goods was $2.25. They sold for $43 and my profit was $32.15, and they only took 8 days to sell. So in total, my gross sales was $742 for those 2 weeks. And after my Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, my net profit was $496.77. And I sold 37 items. So this was a really good 2 weeks for me. I'm hoping to finish out December the same way. I'm hoping to do weekly what sold videos, but we'll see how the holiday season ends. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one.